Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps out the channel.
Tonight, a group of Texas Democrats have opted to join their colleague and spend the night inside the House chambers.
Let's go!
Those lawmakers just ripped up the slips that allow them to leave the Capitol in support of State Rep Nicole Collier. Collier represents Fort Worth and parts of Tarrant County. She's been in the chamber since yesterday. House Speaker Dustin Burrows assigned troopers to lawmakers to make sure those who chose to leave the state for 2 weeks return to the Capitol tomorrow. It's another twist involving House Democrats who fled to other states this month. It denied a quorum for Republicans to move forward with the redrawing of the congressional maps here in their favor. Burrows told us in a statement that Collier is within her right to stay in the chamber and that he will focus on legislation they plan to work on.
So they were holding her, literally holding her physically against her will. Now, I was a prosecutor for a long time in Texas, and I am familiar with the laws, the criminal laws of Texas. That, my friends, is called kidnapping. That is a crime. So, what can be done about it? Well, I think those Republicans who are involved in holding her against her will should be indicted and prosecuted. They should be indicted, arrested, and prosecuted.
Per the Texas Tribune, a Texas House Democrat was confined in the Capitol overnight after she refused a police escort the Republican leaders imposed on lawmakers who participated in a 2-week walkout over a GOP mid-decade redistricting plan. Representative Nicole Collier, Democrat, Fort Worth, declined on Monday afternoon to sign a slip giving her permission from Speaker Dustin Burrows, Republican from Lubbock, to leave the House floor with a state law enforcement officer shadowing her. I refuse to sign away my dignity as a duly elected representative just so Republicans can control my movements and monitor me with police escorts, Collier said in a statement Monday. When I press that button to vote, I know these maps will harm my constituents. I won't just go along quietly with their intimidation or their discrimination. At least 4 more Democratic lawmakers, Reps Retta Bowers, Cassandra Garcia Hernandez, Penny Morales Shaw, and Mayela Plesa, joined the protest Tuesday, tearing up the permission slips in front of a crowd of supporters chanting, "Don't mess with Texas women," and let them out. As the lawmakers prepared to spend the night on the House floor with Collier, Representative Senfronia Thompson of Houston joined the demonstration but did not appear to rip up her permission slip. I love this story. I love what these women are doing. I love what I'm seeing in Texas because this is what we should have been doing for years now to deal with these people, which is just saying, screw it. Screw the law, screw decorum, screw politeness. Just forget it. Disruption. These people refused to present a quorum so that these people could, implement a gerrymandering process that would essentially hand them another election. They refused to go along with it. They were willing to risk arrest. The FBI was tracking these people down, which is crazy. And now, I guess the Republicans' response to this is to just go back to, to middle school. You need a permission slip to go home. What they really mean is they need these people to essentially sign away their right to privacy and just have a cop follow them everywhere to make sure that they don't leave the state. Ridiculous. These are elected officials. I'm sorry, these people they should have more, not more freedom, but more, to be treated with a little more dignity, as was pointed out by this person. Having just a little police babysitter to make sure you show up and do work. They're back. They came back. They came back to do their jobs. It's insane. What's more insane is that they locked this person in. How do you lock somebody in because they didn't sign their permission slip? It's absurd. This is a grown woman who, has a political grievance, and they're just like, nope, no permission slip. Home. You don't get to go home. No fruit cup, no lunch, whatever. It's absurd. But God bless them because, it's about damn time. And maybe we just needed somebody from Texas to do this. Maybe it's that classic Texas rebellious spirit that we've been looking for. But hopefully we see more of this. This is having an effect. We're seeing more Democratic states come forward now and say that, if Republicans are going to try and pull this gerrymandering crap to this degree, then screw it. We'll use the weapon of our enemy. We'll go out there, we'll gerrymander our states. We'll try to change the system so that we win elections. And that ultimately is what we need to be doing. The larger we, the left, the Democrats, whoever, the people who oppose these people need to start treating politics less like in a bargain between beggars or an agreement between two opposing parties trying to find compromise. You can't compromise with people who don't acknowledge your right to exist, people who refuse to acknowledge basic human rights, people who want to control women's right to choose when it comes to their bodies. The stuff that these people are trying to implement, you can't find a good compromise on. There is no compromise on a human right. And the only way to deal with these people, if they're putting the rights of people on the ballot, if it's a choice between, it's essentially a vote between life and death with these people, you can't win through an argument. It doesn't matter if you have a good argument here. You have to use political power to your own ends. And sometimes that means doing something disruptive. Sometimes that means doing something, in this case, against the law, which I'm not advising anybody do. Don't do that. But, this is what needs to start happening more. And it seems like their only response is kind of ridiculous and laughable. It's like, all right, you broke the law and we were having the FBI after you, so you need to sign a permission slip. Like, that's the best you got? Really? She's got to do a 24-hour lock-in at the State House? Fine, she'll get a cot. She'll sleep there, whatever. This is the best they got. Then, man, if we just start acting like these people, then they're screwed. I don't know what they're going to do. They're not ready for what's coming if this is all they can bring up. Anyway, we'll update you on the story to see if she gets out. She probably will at some point. Hopefully she doesn't sign that damn permission slip. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Tell us what you want to see on the show. Really helps out the channel if you do that. Tell your friends about us, Anyway, AT News, I'm Dave. Have a good one.